Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Healing Seer Tarot. I changed my name. I was the Fresh Coffee Tarot, but I've had a lot of awakenings and a lot of growth, and I feel that's the proper term. So going forward on my channel, it's going to be the Healing Seer Tarot. So today's reading is going to be about what's in your shadow. What are things you need to work on? Things you may not think about that you may need to work on, or things that you didn't know were a problem, or maybe you know and you just need affirmation that you need to work on. So that's what we're going to do. I would also suggest that you please like, subscribe, and share. I want to grow my channel. I'm going to be doing more readings. And my love readings will always be on Saturday. That's just how I'm going to do them. So, because I really want people to grow and become aware and just become better people. Like, that's what I want to do with tarot. That's why, thus the name change, the Healing Seer Tarot. Okay, so let's see what we got. This is a Wizard of Oz deck. I bought this. It was recently. It's pretty good. What do we have? We have the Ace of Cups, the Ten of Wands. Okay, in this one it's Ten of Brooms. The World. I don't do reversals, but I'll take that into consideration. The Queen of Spears. And the Judgment card. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Seven of Spears. So let me move this over so you can see here. So immediately I can already tell what's going on here in your shadow. You're so obsessed with finding love. I don't know how much of your time this takes, but I can tell that I don't know if you're older or younger, but when you're younger, right, we all think that if we find someone and fall in love, that it's going to solve all our problems. And then when we get older, like I'm in my 40s now, and especially for women, I know this is a really big deal for women. If they're divorced or not married or don't have any kids by their 30s, and I get it, if that's what you want, there's nothing wrong with that. I find that a lot of women feel like they're failing at life and they're constantly looking for loves. But here's the problem: don't become desperate and settle. I was once a hospice nurse, and I saw plenty of older people die that had children that didn't take care of them. So don't think that falling in love and having children is going to solve all your issues or it's going to make everything complete, because it doesn't. I mean, I'm just letting you know, like, we tend to romanticize things, but it's also hard for us to accept that maybe some things are not for us. So it's not to say you're not going to find love. It's not to say that you shouldn't have kids, but just keep that in mind. It's not the end all of end alls. Okay. And I know people project that when they tend to, have children or husbands or wives, right? But that's not the truth. So make sure that you are not focusing on this, but also be present and live. Because when you're happy, that's going to attract somebody. But when you're sitting at the bus stop waiting for the bus, no one finds that attractive. But when you're out doing things and thrift shopping and playing pickleball or whatever else, like, you get introduced to people. People like that you smile and all those things, and they find you interesting, because there's nothing interesting about someone waiting at a bus stop. Ten of Brooms. I can tell there's a lot of things going on in your life, and what's really coming to mind is money. I can tell the collective that's going to see this video that you really want someone to help you with financial burdens. And I get that that's something that is really important in a relationship. It's not just sex, but finances, right? But I also need you to understand something. When you start looking about making life easier, don't look towards someone else to make it easier. Make it easier for yourself. And I know that we're all tired of struggling, but I'm going to tell you something. There's nothing better than earning what you've got, and then when the person comes into your life that you think you want to love, or the people that come up to you and say they want to love you, you have a litmus test, because you realize, do they appreciate the hard work that I have? Are they themselves people that have worked for what they've got? So it's really important that you understand that when you earn your own keep, you're very specific about who you want in your energy, because you want them to appreciate that too. And you want them to be hardworking and not somebody that's going to come in and solve your problems, and then guess what? They control you, or they treat you like trash, right? We all have the image of that rich person that falls in love with us and it just makes life easier. But one, it's not for everyone, but two, that money doesn't always make people happy. I'm divorced, but I was in a marriage where we had plenty of money, but damn, talk about being lonely in a big house and you're married. That's all I'm gonna say. The world. So I want you to notice this picture, right? We have inside the door is color and outside the door is the brown. Very indicative of Wizard of Oz. But what I want to really stress here is I think you know that you should learn to be happy on your own, and you should learn to not learn, but I mean not learn, but also learn to be happy with the struggle and those types of things, right? But to be honest, when you're looking for someone to solve your problems, that's like staying in Kansas. And even though this looks like a paradise, there was a lot of dangers in there, right? If you think of the Wizard of Oz, the Wicked Witch was in there, you had the flying monkeys and all these other things, right? The poppy fields. That's the beauty of life sometimes. Is that it's the struggle that is the beauty in life. It is the unpredictability. It's all these things. And you have to decide, do you want to stay in the mundane at the bus stop? Or do you want to go on an adventure by yourself and see what you encounter? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, this bus stop looks dirty as fuck. Sorry, I'd rather go here and see what I can find. Then we have the Queen of Spears. So this is where you're constant. So this was in reverse. So I want to stress this: when it's in the upright, you're very clear-headed. There's no emotion. You're making good decisions. But when it's reversed, you're stuck on an idea, right? Which is what we said here. You're stuck on this love. So you start going in on yourself and saying, I'm not good enough, I'm not thin enough, I don't make enough money, I'm not attractive enough, all these negative thoughts. So I need you to realize that if you are going to attract things and manifest things, you got to have a positive mentality about yourself. And it is very important that you also understand that when we say negative things about ourselves, that's like saying spells in the world. That's why you shouldn't gossip and whatnot. So when you say negative things about yourself, that I'm not good enough, I'm not this, I'm not that, I could never. Guess what? The universe is okay. Well, then you don't deserve anyone because you're telling me that you don't deserve anyone. You're not good enough. So why am I going to send you someone good who does want somebody? Think about that. Then the Judgment card. I think this is a two-way street for you. I think you do try. I think a lot of people try and make themselves better sometimes by saving money or losing weight or getting fit. But in general, we do tend to cast judgment on ourselves, right? Notice this is right next to the Queen of Spears, which is swords. And I need you to understand that making change in your life isn't instant. We all want instant gratification. Making change so that we make room in our lives for someone else requires time. And I need you to understand that while you're making this change, while you're making good changes and go through the door, right? And not just sitting around waiting for love. When you go towards something, you may run into love. This is how you live life to its fullest. Because you're constantly not just saying, okay, I'm ready for love, but you're not doing anything better in your life. Like, let's say you go to work, you come home. What else are you doing? You're like, I go to the gym. Okay, you go to the gym. Listen, I've been divorced. I've been there. Gym, home, gym, work, extra work, and then bed. I didn't meet anybody. It wasn't until I detoured and started playing pickleball that I met people. I'm going out. I have something scheduled tonight. I've been doing things. I've been traveling. But I made the step to do something different. And so I need you to understand that you've got to make better judgment what it comes to what it means to live life. Gym can be social, but we're talking like get involved in your community, go do things. And if you live in a town that doesn't have much things, then guess what? Drive your ass on the weekend to a town that does. Do something. I noticed that when I was on Bumble and all these other things, and I went to a bigger city, I got hit up way more often than I did in my own town. So, don't be too hard on yourselves because you can always improve and make better, and that's what this card's about. Now let's clarify these and see what we got. We're going to use some Edgar Allan Poe tarot. This is a new one. So we'll see what we get. Ace of Cans. Sorry. We have the Empress. It says, the angels whispering to one another can find among their burning terms of love none so devotional as that of a mother. So listen, I know you're wanting love, but I want to reinforce you. You are good enough for love. You are worthy of love. That's what this Empress card is saying. Don't settle. Don't settle for someone to help your burden. Notice these are next to each other. You are attractive. You're like, well, why is no one coming to me? Because I'm going to tell you now, and I've listened to it in many other tarot readers online. Things that are meant for you will come, but you have to do your part, and this is not a juxtaposition or anything, but you've got to put yourself out there even more. Okay, you just do. And here's the thing, you may be rejecting people and saying, oh, like, I would never date them, but would you want someone saying that about you? I'm not saying you have to settle, but be open. Are expectations too high? Are they too low? Like, are we really like, are we attracting, or are we giving everyone a chance and not just going off of the visceral? Okay? So remember, you're worthy. You really are. But you also have to be open. Okay? The Ten of Brooms. The Seven of Swords. So, I get here that you were kind of betrayed in the past in love. And so, this says misery is manifold. Oh, I have to look at what manifold is because I don't know. I'll look this up real quick. It's a good word. I just don't know what it means. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Sorry, give me a little space here because it's important that I use these words correctly if I'm going to give you the meaning. Oh my god. It means many and various. Okay, well, so so misery is many. So there are many things that cause us misery. And so when we talk about this, I'm going to tell you what the original image is. This is someone who has swords and they're running away in the middle of the night. Oftentimes tarot readers are saying that this is about thievery, right? Someone stealing something. But there's other the meaning that this is someone trying to prevent a war. And what I get with all this is that in some sense you're staying so busy, you're trying to prevent yourself from getting hurt so you can't meet anybody. But at the same time, you're telling yourself, "Oh, I don't have time to meet somebody." So, in some sense, you are trying to complain that you can't find somebody, but you're also complaining that that you're too busy, right? So, notice what I've been saying: go out and live the world, do different things, right? Not just this plain old routine. That seems to be a theme in this one: the world, the Fool. Yeah, look at this. This is a great clarifier. Do you want to stay at the bus stop or do you want to go into Oz? The Fool, right? The beginning of a journey. You have to do something different because if you've been waiting this long, let me just give you a simple thing. If you've been waiting a long time for love and it hasn't worked, then you need to do something different. That's just a fact in life. If you're trying to lose weight and you're not losing, then you got to try something different, even if it's harder. This says there is no reason in nature so demonically impatient that as of him who shudder upon the edge of precipice that meditates a plunge, meaning you get towards the edge or you get to right at the beginning of a journey and you don't even take the first step. Walk through the damn door. Do something different. Take that trip. I just took a trip by myself for the first time since I've been divorced, and it was hard. Had moments of crying, but I did well. Like, I moved on. I had a good time, and I plan to take another trip. Super excited. Okay, Queen of Spears, Queen of Swords, the Hanged One. Yes, so this is preaching to the choir, right? I told you you're looking at yourself negatively. This is telling you look at things differently. Start seeing yourself as the Empress. Okay, quit thinking that you're not worthy. See yourself as this Empress because you are. You're worth it. You've got something to offer. I'm trying to tell you. There are two bodies, the rudimental and the complete, corresponding with the two conditions of the worm and the butterfly. So remember, right? We all are caterpillars at one point, and I'm asking you, go into the cocoon and turn into the butterfly. And that's when you start attracting. But right now, all of you want to stay in the cocoon or stay as the caterpillar and be like, I can't find nothing. Well, it's because you're supposed to be a butterfly and you haven't metamorphosed. You haven't done metamorphosis. You haven't done the work to start changing. You want the same results. That's really the theme here. So this is your shadow work, right? Last one. Justice. A wrong is unaddressed when retribution overtakes the redresser. It is equally unrepressed when the avenger fails to make himself felt as such to him who has done the wrong thing, who has done the wrong. So, when we talk about judgment, oftentimes, if something was done wrong to us, right, and we feel that we got the bad end of the stick, what do we want? We want justice, and we won't move. We won't try to make better. We're like, what's the point? This is always going to happen again. I'm going to tell you, justice comes in two ways. Sometimes it's external and it's internal. Think about the people that their boyfriends or girlfriends break up with them, and then those exes come crawling back to them because why? They've lost weight, they have a glow up, they made money, they look better, they found that anyone out there they went looking for was nothing compared to who they had. That's justice. But nothing happened to the person, to the offender. But something happened to the offended, and they had a glow up. Life became better because they chose to take this judgment and make it work for them. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. If you've been hurt, or you feel like, oh, I'm getting the short end of the stick, well then take that damn stick and make some matches. Or take that stick and use it for something and go live a good life. Show them that yes, you love them and you cared for them, or whatever happened, but you can be fine without them. That's the justice. Okay? And at the bottom of the deck, the Three of Wells, the Three of Cups. This is the life you want. You want community, you want friends, you want a lover. You want to have a good time in life. I will tell you what I'm getting from this. Even if you're single, you want to have a good time. But you can't get this if you're just sitting at the bus stop. Okay? I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please like, subscribe, and share. I want to grow my channel. I hope that if you found this, you're meant to hear it, and I hope that it heals you. All right, I'll talk to you all later. Bye.